know the moonwalk to take them back to dancing away. It's all the same. Everybody shadow boxing, don't you wanna stop, drop and roll till the whole thing burns like it earned the flame. It's all the same. A shame, shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame. Woo! Shame, shame, shame. A shame, shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame.
Back from the bottom, straight to the top. Roll that sucker till the wheels break off. Adios, mama, in a do-si-do. Drop you like a rock and leave you comatose. Preach from the hip and I cut from the tip. Split your big lip, then I do it again. Steady ride, steady go. Steady sheep bands that a long time gone. Steady ride, steady go. Steady sheep bands that a long time gone. Woo! Put on the red light. Three roses on the road again. Put on the red light. I can tell it's on the way. It could be the second coming now.
Welcome back to another Epi
It's the
Boys.
Houston High Hockey live broadcast. It's the game between the Hawks and the Delta Huskies today, live from the Menard Sports Complex here in Wasilla, Alaska. Have a great game for you tonight. It's the Hawks' third conference game of the season, taking on Delta today. Earlier, I was able to talk to Noah Plum, so we're going to start with that, see what he had to say about the game on Tuesday as well as today's game. Here with Noah Plum, he's now playing forward for the Hawks. Played a pretty all-right game on Tuesday. Hawks unfortunately lost to Bartlett 3-1. Plum, what do you think happened out there on Tuesday?
Well, we had a lot of sickness. We had people out. Hayden Shivers, he wasn't feeling his best. People didn't come out and play his hardest, and we missed a lot of scoring opportunities that we should have had.
So, you played defense last year, started out this year as a defenseman, now you're moving up to forward. What's that transition like?
Well, it's a little different, but I've known most of the drills, and I'm pretty comfortable with it because, I mean, I've been defending against it for 2 years now, so it's not that hard. Moving over, it's just whatever I need to do to play.
So, what do you think we need to do tonight to get the win over Delta?
You got to go out there straight off, playing hard as you can. We got to overcome some of that sickness. The younger players need to step up. We need to play real hard, and we got to get on those scoring opportunities. Some of those we've missed, and yeah, just play some good old-fashioned Houston hockey.
All right, thanks, Plum. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you.
That leads us into our 3 key points for the game, sponsored by Ace Waterwells. Key point number 1 is going to be constant pressure. And I don't know about you, boys. To me, it looked like on Tuesday against Bartlett, Hawks played great when it was down in Bartlett's zone.
Oh yeah, they were playing perfect offensive zone, and it was just a good game when we had it in their zone.
Yeah, it just seems like the time when the Hawks really struggle is with those brief lapses. They've got it got taken out of their zone, and it came back, against the Hawks, and then obviously Bartlett's able to pop a few goals off those chances, and it just doesn't go your way. So hopefully they're out here a little more offensive pressure, making sure they're keeping it down in Delta's zone tonight. Key point number 2 is going to be converting on the power play. Hawks had 4 power plays on Tuesday, went 0 for 4. A bit of a step in the wrong direction for a power play that was looking pretty good up until that point. Before I ask for your opinion, Boyts, I'm just going to say we are missing a lot of our senior guys. Reed Humphreys, Hayden Shivers both out sick tonight. Tyler Shivers and Austin Zweifel gone with injury. So, you know, a bit of an adjustment for the power play. They're going to have to bring some new guys up. Hopefully we see them, you know, pop a few goals tonight if they get any chances.
Yeah. So, like, with the power plays on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
On Tuesday, we had, like, 6-7 chances in the matter of 15 seconds, and we didn't capitalize on either of the power plays. And we had so many chances, and the power plays just didn't go so well for us.
Key point number 3 is going to be crisp passing. One thing the Hawks struggled a little bit, especially late in the game, breaking the puck out and maintaining it on the stick in the neutral zone. You know, even though they were getting it out, it just wasn't connecting. You know, losing it off the stick, some costly turnovers, weren't able to maintain possession. So hopefully tonight, a little bit better in that regard.
Oh yeah, like with our passing, some people didn't have their stick fully on the ice, and sometimes the puck just flubbed over, and it wasn't great for our passing game on Tuesday.
So we're about 10 minutes away from the start of game time here from the Menard as Houston takes on Delta. So don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and, of course, the drop of the puck for the first period. It's the Houston Hockey live broadcast, game between the Hawks and the Huskies.
No, wild boys and crazier things. Must I remind you in the presence of Canadian kings, play a salute. But when I started, walls they were closing in. Underestimated, now I'm overthrowing them. Riding like the chariots, the fire gates are opening. Don't know who's chosen for the podium. First album, certified classic. Last album, borderline magic. Stimulated your brain cells, shocked your chakras. Fuse hip-hop, rock with opera. Realest rappers in Toronto love to see me in the booth. Baddest stallions want to see me in a suit. Salute, proof, Galloway the God again. Here go the God again. Lyrical, spiritual, bring the Dalai Lama in. I could never die. 2 rap Junos nominated for a Gemini. Started with a symphony, the sum is still a mystery. Keep making records, I'ma keep on making history. But when I started, walls they were closing in. Underestimated, now I'm overthrowing them. Riding like the chariots, the fire gates are opening. Y'all know who's chosen for the podium, you're looking at the This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. Game time, every win celebrated from the top. Let them know how we made it. This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. You're all the reason why I stayed motivated, while my team flag stays elevated.
sense of fear nowadays. It lies in wait for us. It lives on empty space. Slow down, fade out. That's how I wanna go. Yeah. Sometimes we never get started. No one will give you a wake up call. Sometimes the hours are wasted. No one will give you a wake up call. Sometimes we never get started. No one will give you a wake up call. Sometimes the hours are wasted. No one will give you a wake up Pop rocks and cherry cola. It gets colder when you're gone. We are getting drunk now. Jamie flunked out, pants undone. Internet scams and waste comes. We just get guns all too dumb. Body paint and glow. Where do trends go when you're numb? When everybody wants to be somebody, they all care. And everybody wants to know themselves. We're too scared to figure it out. We're still figuring it out. Made for mass production, easy art when you want more. But was I made to function or create or just get bored? High school conversations, graduation, what's in store? A 5-year plans or visions, it wasn't your invitation burn. But everybody wants to be somebody, they all care. And everybody wants to know themselves. We're too scared to figure it out. We're still figuring it out. Manic Monday, will you lose the ground beneath us? Tear gas Tuesday, I think I found Jesus. Waking back on Wednesday with a rosary and incense. Thirsty Thursday, I drink away my demons. On Friday, Saturday, lose ourselves on Sunday. Because everybody wants to be somebody, they all care. And everybody wants to know themselves. We're too scared, we're still figuring it out. We're still figuring it out. I'd be better off if I were on my own. I try to put my finger on the moment we went wrong, but the taste turned bitter, so I pulled the trigger. Not so easy to move on, I guess I should have known. Ice cold, I freeze up when I see ya. Left you just to find out that I need ya. So far, I wanna pull you closer. I wish we could start the whole thing over. Ever since I left you, I've been trying to get you back, and it keeps getting worse. I'm burning on the inside, and the truth is that I didn't know how good you were until you were gone, 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 until you were
Welcome back to the Houston iHockey live broadcast game between the Hawks and the Delta Huskies. Let's look over our starting lineups for today. Starting for the Huskies, number 8, Brian Winston. Number 10, Tyler Hudgen. Number 15, Ethan Lawhorn. Number 22, Jacob Anderson. Number 23, Thomas Warren. And number 24, William Haas. Starting for the Hawks tonight is number 2, Noah Gillespie. Number 3, Riley Scott. Number 37, Caitlin Norton. Number 88, Aiden Ottengana. Number 99, Kai Kingery. And starting to net tonight for the Hawks is number 1, Riley Bollinger. Hawks are playing some men down tonight. They've got all 3 captains off the ice. Tyler Shiver, of course, with the hand injury. And then Hayden Shivers and Reed Humphreys both out sick today. So the Hawks had to shift up their lines a little bit. They got Scott, Ottengana, and Kingery on first line. And starting on second line will be Rogers, Squires, and Noah Plum. Nets are cleared. Both teams lining up at center ice. And Scott will take the face-off. Puck is dropped, we're underway. Scott wins it back to Caitlin Norton. Norton tries to pass across to Gillespie, doesn't quite get there, so Gillespie flips it up to Ottengana. Ottengana at the blue, steps across the red, dumps it in for the Hawks. It goes back behind the Delta net. Scott's in the far corner to try to stop it. He pins it on the boards, now pokes it through the defense. Fighting for it in the corner, gets back up to Scott, centering attempt to Ottengana, just goes wide of the net. Ottengana's got it in the corner, knocks his man into the boards, and he's reefed from behind. Checks square into the board, so we'll have a penalty against Delta. Play still going on, Hawks have control. Gillespie fires a shot, knocked away from the net. Now it's touched up by Delta. And we're going to have our first penalty of the game, only 35 seconds in. It's going to be number 15, Ethan Lawhorn, going to the box. Penalty assessed is going to be, it appears to be a minor penalty. Probably a rough. So Hawks power play is going to try to get it started here 35 seconds into the game. Scott wins the face-off. It's in his skates. Kingery picks it up. Now it's passed back to Gillespie. Gillespie across to Nix. Nix passes up, and now the Hawks move back into the zone. Kingery across the blue line. Fires a shot. Rebound goes wide of the net. Now Scott picks it up, throws it to the middle. Ottengana in the middle. Passes over, but it's intercepted and knocked away from Nix. Gillespie's there to pick it up. He passes out into the neutral zone. Goes past Scott. Back out to the red. Ottengana picks it up and passes back. Into Gillespie's skates. Gillespie picks it up. Throws it out to Kingery. Kingery on it on the red across the blue. Now he steps into the zone. He fires a shot. And the goaltender Haas is there to make the save. Kingery still with the puck in the corner. He's got it deep in the Delta zone. Gets out towards the point. It's knocked away from Nix and into the neutral zone. Dumped back by Gillespie. Picked up by Delta. Hawks going to change now. Delta has some room to skate. Passed in. Picked up by Chris Brown. He fires one that's way wide of the net. Goes up to the far side point. Tries to get it out. Now Squires ends up with the puck. Isaiah Squires comes across the red. He steps into the offensive zone. Carries it past the defense. Fires a shot. And it goes off the post. Squires had a wide open chance, but he just hit the post and it bounces out. Fighting forward in the corner now. Gets up to Nix. Nix on the point. He fires one. That goes high and wide. Far side point is Caitlin Norton. Norton fires one. Knocked away from the net by the defense. Poked up the side now. Squires is there. Passes to Nix. Nix passes back into the zone. Picked up by Noah Plum on the far side. Plum fires one. Goes wide of the net. Back up to the near side point. Nix at the point. Dumps it back down in. Now Hawks fight forward in the corner. Delta going in, eventually pick it up, throw it out of the zone. Only 20 seconds remaining in the Hawks power play. Norton now picks it up, throws it in on net. Save is made by Haas. He kicks it out. Now Delta starts coming up the other way. Near side with it, knocked off his stick by Kingery. Tried to be poked out by Ottengana, but dumped back in by Thomas Warren. Into the Hawks zone. 5 seconds remaining in the power play. Delta's going to kill off the first penalty of the game. Now they're full strength. Kingery up the near side. Gives it up to Scott. Scott carries it across the blue. Dumped into the zone. Scott's there. Loses it to the Delta defenseman. Now Ottengana comes in to assist. Gets up the near side. Pass to the point. Dumped back in by Norton. Scott in the corner. Passes out to Kingery. Kingery loses it on the stick. It's poked up to the point. Norton with the puck. Passes back down into Delta's D zone. Behind the net now. Scott goes through him. It's picked up by Lawhorn. Passed out to the point. Gillespie flips it back in. Hawks get a partial change here. Ottengana has it in the corner. He centers it. No one there. Now it's passed out past Kingery into the neutral zone. Nate Hutchinson out there for the Hawks. Picks it up on the red and dumps it into the zone. Squires now moving in on the forecheck. Gets past Hudgen and has it on the near corner in Delta's zone. Kicked up to Plum. Plum carries it in, but it's knocked away by Delta. Now Rogers fighting for the puck on the blue. Kept in by Gillespie. Eventually knocked back to Hutchinson on the Hawks blue. Passed up to Plum through his skates down the ice. Rogers moving in to try to pick it up with Tyler Hudgen. It's in Rogers' skates. Hudgen pokes it out. Now it's out at the blue line. Hutchinson tries to keep it in the skates of the Delta forward. Tried to dump back. Now Rogers will pick it up on the blue. Knocked away from him back to Hutchinson. Hutchinson across to Gillespie on the Hawks blue line. Gillespie passes up, past Rogers and down the ice. And we're going to have an icing. 10:59 remaining in the first period. What are your first thoughts, boys?
Well, we are in the zone a lot. We are in their zone a lot, and it is a good feeling. Isaiah Squires, he had a great scoring opportunity, but missed that. He hit the post.
You know, that one's not his fault. You just bounce off the post, and now that's just bad luck, dude. I mean, it sucks, but, you know, hockey's a game like that. Sometimes it happens. Riley Scott's lined out there taking the D-zone face-off. And Scott will lose it back. Up on the point is Delta, dumped back into the zone. In Scott's skates. Scott flips it out to Ottengana. Kept in his skates. Delta just keeps it inside. Norton passes out to the neutral zone. Ottengana's there. Chips it past the defenseman. Now Ottengana spins around, carries it into the zone. Pass across to Kingery, and he can't keep it on his stick. That would have been a breakaway. Delta picks it up and throws it out. Kept in by Norton. Norton tries to dump it back in. Goes into the near side corner. Delta picks it up behind their own net. Throws it out to the other point. Kept in by Nix. Now Ottengana picks it up in the corner. Ottengana to Kingery in the middle, goes through his legs. Near side corner, Delta picks it up. Passes out to Lawhorn. Clears the zone. Now it's picked up by Delta at the red. They carry it into the attacking zone. Fires one on net that Bollinger knocks away. Now it's against the side of the net, picked up by Nix. Nix passes out to Ottengana. Ottengana starts to rush the other way. Comes across the red. Cuts to the inside. Has a chance for a shot right in the slot. It's knocked away from him by the defense. Gotten out to Nix. Nix keeps it inside the zone. Picked up by Riley Scott. Scott loses it out to the neutral zone. Now goes past Ottengana. Stopped by Scott. Ottengana picks it back up, dumps it back into Delta's zone as the Hawks get a change. Behind the net is Ethan Lawhorn. He picks it up. Now starts the rush up the near side. Rogers knocks it away from him. Kept inside the zone. Now Rogers has it on the near side. Passes out to Squires. Back down to Rogers. Goes past his stick. Plum on the far side picks it up. Plum has it on the hash mark. Carries it up. Pass to the point. Gillespie keeps it in off the skate. Now Gillespie carries it to the middle. Pass to the center. Off the skate. Plum's right there. He shoots one and it just is knocked away. Behind the net, Delta picks it up. Comes up the near side. Nix keeps it in. Carries it down into the corner. Nix with the puck. Knocked away from him by the defense. Now passed out to the neutral zone. Isaiah Squires flips it past. Carries it back in. But it's going to be just off sides. The far side forward couldn't quite get it out. What a chance for Noah Plum there.
Oh yeah, he was really close. That net was wide open right in the center of it on the left side for the goalie.
Just couldn't quite get a stick on it. Riley Scott's line back out there. That's Kingery, Ottengana, and Scott. They got Gillespie and Hutchinson on defense. 9:09 left in the first. Scott wins it to Ottengana. Gets caught in the skates of the Delta center. Now it's flipped in by Kingery. Down into the corner. Riley Scott's there. Tries to pin him off the glass. Gets it out to Ottengana. Ottengana on the hash mark. Dumps it back down to Scott. Scott picks it up. Passes. Delta intercepts. Now sends it out. Kept in by Hutchinson. It's in the skates. Now Kingery carries it just outside of the zone. Hawks will have to clear. Kingery back to Gillespie. Gillespie on his own blue. Passes out to Ottengana. Off Ottengana's stick. Deflected into the Delta zone. Ottengana going up against Brandon Lawhorn. Gets around to the near side. Now dumped back to the far side. It's Kingery's there. Picks it up. Poked past it. Jacob Anderson passes out to Thomas Warren. Warren dumps it past Gillespie. Into the Hawks D zone. Behind the net. Warren still has the puck. Centering attempt. Goes past the stick. Now it's stopped on the point. Fired wide of the net. Jacob Anderson loses it to Gillespie. Gillespie passes out to Kingery. Off his stick. Back down to Anderson. Gillespie picks it back up. Gets it out of the zone. He's got Ottengana far side. Now he flips it over to him. Ottengana coming down on the Delta goalie. He fires a backhand that goes high and wide. Picked up by Rogers. Dumped back in as Ottengana gets a change. Squires comes around to the near side to forecheck. Fighting for it on the hash mark. Delta collects it. Sends it out. Nick stops it. Dumps it back in. Knocked away from the net by William Haas. Carried behind the net by Tyler Hudgen. He passes to the far side. Picked up by Caitlin Norton. Shot deflected by the defense. Dumped back around by Delta. Nix keeps it inside the zone and dumps it back in. Blake Rogers behind the net. Gets kicked out to the near side. In the corner of Delta's zone. Hawks fighting for it. Passed out to the neutral zone. Caitlin Norton's there. She passes across. Intercepted by Delta. Now they're coming down on a potential breakaway here. They fire one on Bollinger, and Bollinger makes a great pad save to keep Delta scoreless. Picked up by Brian Jenkins in the neutral zone. Passed out, stopped by Plum off his skates. Recollected by Delta, sent down into the Hawks zone. Norton's in her own corner on the far side. Wheels it behind the net. Stops, picks it back, goes back to the far side. She's got Joe Mack on the hash mark, goes past him and down the zone. No icing as Delta touched it up. Goes down into their corner. Joe Mack, Rhea Stires, and Austin Jones out there playing forward for the Hawks right now. Stires kicks it to Mack, it goes behind the net. Joe Mack carries it around. Got it back behind the net. Now it gets kicked out to Gillespie on the point. Gillespie sends it back in. Stopped by Delta on the blue. They get it into the neutral zone. Joe Mack fighting for it there. Delta picks it up on the red. Kicks it back to Gillespie. Gillespie carries it up the middle. He passes to Austin Jones. He's going to pick it up on the blue and dump it into Delta's zone. Goes behind the net. Picked up there by Brian Jenkins. He passes out. It goes past Hutchinson and down the ice. And we're going to have an icing on Delta. Good time to mention some of our sponsors for the broadcast. That's Ace Waterwells and Snowfire Gardens. If you're interested in sponsoring the broadcast, email us at HoustonHawkHockey@gmail.com or see Lisa Humphreys or Isaac Smolden for more details. Riley Scott now taking the face-off for the Hawks. Nixon Norton on defense. Scott pokes it through. Delta sends it back up to the point. Stopped on the point by Nix. Nix fires a shot that goes in! And that's a goal for the Hawks.
That was a 5-hole, was it not? Right through the center of the pads?
Great shot, 5-hole. Nix fires it in from the point.
Oh yeah, that was a great shot by JP.
Face-off win. That's the Hawks' first goal of the night. So we'll have a center ice face-off.
JP, one of the only people I know that has played goalie, defense, and forward. Now he's back to defense.
He's playing all positions this year. Delta picks it up. They won the face-off. Now they dump it into Houston's zone. It's picked up there by Thomas Warren. Knocked away by Ottengana. Dumped back into the zone by Delta. Goes behind the net. Picked up by Caitlin Norton. Norton with the puck. Tries to pass through. Stopped by Delta. Now Kingery fights for it in the corner. Delta sends it up to the point. Fired a shot. Bollinger knocks it away. Norton has it. Passes out to Kingery. Kingery's tripped up there. Gets it out to Scott. It's poked away by Delta. Norton on the hash mark. She carries it behind the net. She's got Ottengana up on the hash. She's still carrying it up the ice. Now she passes to Kingery. Kingery's streaking down the ice. He beats this guy wide. Now he's got a 1-on-0 with the goalie. Carries it to the middle, and he scores! Ty Kingery should get the assist from Norton on that one. That puts the Hawks up 2-0 here with 5:23 left in the first.
That was a good goal, too. Had the goalie trick. Thought he was going with the backhand. Switched to forehand. Good goal.
Kingery uses that great speed of his to just wheel past both Delta defenders, and he beats William Haas pretty easily on the right side. Gillespie and Hutchinson out there with Squires, Plum, and Rogers on forward. Squires wins the face-off, back to Hutchinson. Hutchinson picks it up, sends it down the ice. Delta picks it up in their own zone. Tried to clear it out, but Plum stops it. Now Rogers carries it into Delta's near side corner. Fighting for it there. Delta ends up with the puck, and he's just destroyed by Plum. Now Rogers ends up with it in the middle. Excuse me, that was Squires on the near side. Squires again kicks it up to Gillespie. Gillespie fires one that misses by a county kilometer. Gets up to Plum on the far side. Centering attempt knocked away by Delta's defense. Hutchinson battling forward in the middle with Delta. It's kicked out. Number 11, Chris Brown. Now got back into the neutral zone. Hutchinson's going to have to try to knock it out. Delta's with the stop. Now they carry it across the Hawks' blue. Tried to step to the middle, stopped by Squires. Squires picks it up, tries to clear. Now Delta recollects on the blue, knocked away by Plum. Plum fighting for it, got into Squires. Now Squires picks it up, passes over to Rogers. Rogers with the puck on the red, carries it into Delta's zone. He fires a shot, knocked away by Hats. Austin Jones, it's in her skates. Now picked up by Delta and sent down the ice for an icing call. We'll leave the Hawks with another offensive zone face-off here with 4:12 left in the first. Out there now is Kinley Scott, Cody Dreyer, and Trace Merrigan. Nix and Norton on defense. Scott leaves the face-off back. It's picked up by Delta, sent out to the hash mark. Now Delta has it in the neutral zone. Carrying it up the ice. Drops it back to Thomas Warren. He regroups at the red, passes across to his D. Now Delta dumps it in. Norton stops it with the hand, tries to clear it, gets just out into the neutral zone, sent back in. JP Nix picks it up behind the net. Carries it, holds it, now passes out to Trace Merrigan. Off his skate to Kinley Scott. Scott has a defenseman to beat. She's got it at the blue line, comes into the zone, fires one, and the save is made by Hats. 3:37 left in the first period. Hawks up 2-0 right now.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing that we got 2 goals to start off early with.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's a big change from Tuesday's game. Hawks definitely struggled offensively early in the first, and even in the second weren't able to bury those shots. So definitely a better performance tonight. Hawks win the face-off. Stopped on the point by Norton. She keeps it in. Dreyer picks it up. Goes down into the corner with it. Sent back up. Stopped by Kinley Scott. Scott carries it in. Centering attempt. Knocked away by Delta. Come up the other way with it. Across the red. Kinley Scott pokes it away. Cody Dreyer's got it on the red line down. He dumps it down in the zone and gets a change. It's Riley Scott's line is now out there. Goes behind the net. Sent out to the point. Goes through Nix. Now Delta has it on the red. Knocked off the puck by Ottengana. Ottengana tries to poke it through. Chris Brown knocks it in. Sent back out through the neutral zone. Delta picks it up on their own blue. Centering attempt goes through the Hawks skaters. Gillespie knocks it off the stick. Now it's sent back to Nix on the blue. Nix picks it up in his own zone. Behind the net with it. Wheels back around to the near side. Nix up to Gillespie. Gillespie centers it to Riley Scott. Scott coming through neutral zone. Up to Kai Kingery. Kingery up the near side. He fires a shot that goes over the net. Picked up on the far side by Chris Brown. Dumped back into the zone. Hawks regroup now. Ottengana going in on the forecheck as Delta sends it down the ice. It's going to be another icing on the Huskies. Here's it. We have just a stick sitting in the middle of the ice. I don't know.
That was Cody Dreyer's stick. Yeah, so he got hit or something in center ice, and I think the other guy got his stick. The other guy picked up his stick. He dropped it too.
Riley Scott taking the offensive zone face-off for the Hawks. Pokes it through the legs. Ottengana picks it up in the corner. Tried to center it out to the point. Doesn't quite make it. Picked up by Thomas Warren. Warren with some speed now. Comes across the Hawks blue to the far side. Comes around the net. Carries it up at the hash mark. Pass to the point. Point can't quite get a shot on it. Now it's in the skates of Riley Scott. Scott has it on the far side corner. Deep in the Hawks zone. Kicks it out. Gillespie picks it up. Passes over to Ottengana. Ottengana carries it up at the blue. He's got it in the neutral zone. Passes over. Doesn't quite make it to Kingery. Now it's poked back out to the neutral zone. Delta tries to center. Riley Scott pokes it away. Kingery off his stick, now picked back up by Scott. Poked back to Nate Hutchinson. Hutchinson picks it up and dumps it down the ice for the Hawks, but doesn't quite make it across the red, so we'll have an icing call. Lots of stoppages in play early in this first period.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't seen a lot of, some games you have some, long stretches of time, kind of back and forth, but, a lot of icing calls early, couple goals. It's really choppy as far as the flow of the game so far.
Oh, yeah.
Squires wins the faceoff back to Plum. Plum pokes it up to the point. Stopped by Delta. Shot in on Bollinger. Knocked to the corner. Norton passes out to Isaiah Squires. Squires pokes it past. Now he's coming down the neutral zone. He's got Rogers ahead. He passes up. Rogers cuts to the middle. Backhand pass to Squires. Squires cuts to the middle. Rebound. Rogers trying to knock it in, but William Hatz covers it with the glove for the stoppage of play.
That was a great play by Blake Rogers.
Great play by all three players involved. Squires, great. Has his head up. Passes up to Rogers. Rogers leaves Squires with a great backhand. And then both of them are knocking away at the goalie, but William Hatz comes up with a big save there for Delta and keeps them out of the net. So Squires now taking the face-off here for the Hawks in the offensive zone. He wins it to Plum. Goes through Plum skates out to Nix, and Nix dumps it back into the zone. In the corner, Brandon Lawhorn has it and passes out. Stopped by the Hawks on the hash. Isaiah Squires picks it up and centers it, but it's knocked away from Rogers. Rogers on the near side corner. Behind the net, now Plum's going to have to pick it up on the far side. Plum over to Squires. Squires behind the net. In his skates, kicks it, tries to kick it out in front, but Lawhorn gets it out to the side. At the point, Nix keeps it in, dumps it back for the Hawks. 1 minute left in the first period. Plum is in the near side corner. Now Plum picks it up. Centering attempt to Isaiah Squires. Doesn't quite get it. Contested by the Delta D. Now it's sent out to the point. Norton comes in to keep it in. Covered by Austin Jones. Puck sent down into the corner. Austin Jones now moves into forecheck. It's flipped out to the neutral zone. Nick stops it on the red. He's got it now. Carries it into the zone. It's knocked away from him. Austin Jones keeps it from becoming a Delta breakaway as Travis Terry was trying to get in behind her. Now knocked back in by Jones. Gets out to Terry on the red. Terry carries it down the zone. Into the Hawks blue line, and he's leveled by Joe Beck. Mack knocks Terry off the puck. Now the Hawks have it in the corner. Centered out. Hutchinson lifts the stick of the Delta forward, and Gillespie picks it up. Gillespie at the blue. Sends it down the ice. Picked up there by Tyler Hudgen, with just 2 seconds left. He sends it to the neutral zone, and time's going to expire in the first period. So we're going to go into the second. Hawks are up by 2. Stay tuned for your first intermission stats. And then, of course, the drop of the puck for the second period. It's the Houston iHockey live broadcast. Hawks 2, Delta 0.
Drop you like a rock and leave you comatose. Preach from the hip and I cut from the tip. Split your big lip, then I do it again. City ride, city go. City sheep been such a long time gone. City ride, city go. City sheep been such a long time gone. Woo! Put on the red light. Three roses on the road again. Put on the red light. I can tell it's on the way. It could be the second coming now. Where you gonna run to now? South, south drift to the western wind. All the way up to the mountains in Madrid. Slip, don't slide out your right mind. Lucky if you make it through the night. Preach from the hip and I come from the tip. Split your big lip, then I do it again. City ride, city go. City sheep been such a long time gone. City ride, city go. City sheep been such a long time gone. Woo! Put on the red light. 3 roses on the gate. Put on the red light. I can tell it's hard to break. It could be the second coming now. Where you gonna run to now?
Welcome back to the Houston iHockey live broadcast, game between the Hawks and the Delta Huskies. Let's look at our first period stats. Hawks had 13 shots on Delta goalie William Hatz. Hatz made 11 of those saves. That put the Hawks up by 2. Delta had 3 shots on goaltender Riley Bollinger. Bollinger's made all 3 saves. 2 goals in the period for the Hawks. First one came from JP Nix, assist from Riley Scott. second one was Kai Kingery with an assist from Caitlin Norton off a good breakaway chance. And that puts the Hawks up by 2. What do you think, boys?
Better than Tuesday, that's what I think.
For sure. I mean, Hawks struggle a little bit on Tuesday, especially in the first period. Today, you know, much better period. They're in the zone most of the first period. They make those chances when they need to them. You know, they probably could have easily had 3 goals. Isaiah Squires has a great 1-0 chance, knocks it just off the post. You know, I'm impressed with the effort tonight. It looks like they came ready to play as opposed to Tuesday definitely coming out a bit slow. So we'll have to see what they do in the second. Also, 1 penalty that period that was roughing number 15 of Delta, Ethan Lawhorn. I think Hawks keep this up. They take this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. No doubt about it.
We're about 10 minutes away from the start of the second period, so don't go anywhere. It's the Houston Night Hockey live broadcast game between the Hawks and the Huskies.
You didn't think that I could make it. I was underestimated.
Mind over matter, no matter over mind. I'm breaking barricades and borderlines. Never cautious of the warning sign. I'm out to overpower anything y'all try to undermine. A living legend on the track. That institution on the field. Natural born warrior. The Coliseum know the deal. But when I started, walls they were closing in. Underestimated, now I'm overthrowing them. Riding like the chariots, the fire gates are opening. Don't know who's chosen for the podium. You're looking at the true living. This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. You're all the reason why I stay motivated while my team flag stays elevated.
This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. Game time, every win celebrated from the top. Let them know how we made it. Used to hate to confuse you, but I won't let it. MJ, how I followed through if I ever said it. Growing up, I was hard-headed and self-centered. I always knew I deserved more, I just had to get it. Got it, good, I'm great. Call me ever the great. Everything for the win, a loser couldn't relate. Overtime in the gym, my man handled the weight. I waited a long time for my time, give me a plate. Born to create, give me life, give me buzz. Give me money, give me peace, give me all of the above. To see the light, you need a plug. So give me health, give me wisdom, and all of the love. I'm a beast, grind hard, the paper it bring. I attack, bob weave, I'm good in the ring. Up north, wild boys and crazier things. Must I remind you in the presence of Canadian kings? Play a salute.
But when I started, walls they were closing in. Underestimated, now I'm overthrowing them. Riding like the chariots, the fire gates are opening. Don't know who's chosen for the podium. First album, certified classic. Last album, borderline magic. Stimulated your brain cells, shocked your chakras. Fuse hip-hop, rock with opera. The realest rappers in Toronto love to see me in the booth. Baddest stallions want to see me in a suit. Salute, proof, Galloway the God again. Here go the God again. Lyrical, spiritual, bring the Dalai Lama in. I could never die. 2 rap Junos nominated for a Gemini. Started with a symphony, the sum is still a mystery. Keep making records, I'ma keep on making history. But when I started, walls they were closing in. Underestimated, now I'm overthrowing them. Riding like the chariots, the fire gates are opening. Y'all know who's chosen for the podium. You're looking at the true.
This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. Game time, every win celebrated from the top. Let them know how we made it.
This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. You're all the reason why I stay motivated while my team flag stays elevated.
back to the Houston High Hockey live broadcast game between the Hawks and the Delta Huskies. Second period is now underway as the puck is dropped and the Hawks win it back. Kingery's got it on the red, and he carries it into Delta's zone. Down into the corner, passed back up to the point. Gillespie fires a shot that's knocked away by the defense. Riley Scott passes over to Kingery. Kingery got it right in front. Now Scott has it, and what a save! Now Kingery has it on the back door, knocked away, picked back up by Otengana. Great save there by William Haas. Gillespie keeps it in the zone, flips it down to Riley Scott. Scott on the slot, fires one, gets over to Kingery. Kingery fires one that's knocked away by Haas. Delta sends it back around. Up to the point, Gillespie keeps it in, chips it back into the corner. Kingery's got it on the far side, knocked away from him by Brian Jenkins. Goes up to the near side point as Norton keeps it in with the skate. Now Norton fires a shot that Kingery picks up. Kingery on the hash mark. Passes over to the slot, knocked out of the zone by Delta and down the ice. Gillespie picks it up on the far side corner of the Hawks defensive zone and passes around. It's picked up by Kingery. Now Kingery starts to rush up the ice. At the blue line, at the red. Carries it into Delta's zone. Tries to step past, doesn't quite make it. And it goes into the far side corner. Chipped around, out into the neutral zone. Goes all the way down the ice actually, and now we're going to have an icing call on Delta, because no one was able to touch up that puck. Hey, Boyts, was that hot dog worth being late 2 minutes into the start of the second period?
Not even.
Not.
I didn't know it was going to take this long, so...
13:45 left in the second period as Boyts has just joined me with his hot dog, and now the second line is out there for the Hawks. Isaiah Squires centering Rogers and Plum. Squires wins it back. It goes up to Nix on the point. Nix fires one that's knocked away by William Haas. Plum on the near side corner now picks it up, tries to center off the skate of Ethan Lawhorn. Squires has got it in the skates, now behind the net, carries it around to the far side. Passes out to JP Nix on the point. Nix steps to the middle. Passes back down to Squires. Squires in the far corner. Knocked away from him by Tyler Hudgen, and Hudgen sends it down the ice. It'll go all the way to Bullinger, who will knock it out to the side. Pass over to Hutchinson. Hutchinson behind the net, loses it off the stick, eventually gets it out to Rogers. Rogers centers. Plum's going to go for it in the neutral zone, but it's poked back by Brian Jenkins. JP Nix now with the puck in the D zone. Passes out to Rogers. Rogers off his stick, carries it into Delta's zone. He's got Squires high. He's got Plum back door, and he fires one that's wide. Goes out. Now Delta has it on the hash mark. Nix stops on the blue, fires one. He's deflected by the defense. Plum will pick it up on the near side hash. Squires in the corner with it now. Carries it to the front. Centering attempt. That gets knocked away by the defense. Squires back in the corner. Carries it behind the net. He's got some room now. Up the far side, wheels around. Goes back, centers into Rogers' skates, but is knocked away by Delta. Squires back on the far side in the corner with it. Sends it back around the net. Plum is there. Goes past him. He'll pick it up. Loses it off the stick. Now it's in the skates. Plum still fighting for it. Goes over to Kingery. Kingery's got it right in front. He fires one that's knocked off his stick by Delta's defense. Now Delta passes it out of the zone. Through the neutral zone. Thomas Warren fighting for the puck. He wheels past Riley Scott. Carries it around to the near side. Passes to the middle. Knocked away by Kingery. Or Gillespie. Now Hawks have it in the neutral zone. Pass back to Warren. And he'll dump it into the zone. Hutchinson will pick it up. Delta getting a line change. That leaves Hutchinson with some time behind the net. He passes out to Otengana. Otengana centers to Scott. Scott in the neutral zone. Passes to the middle. Now Delta knocks it back to the neutral zone. Otengana loses it off the stick. It's into Delta's zone. Now Hawks go on the forecheck. Behind the net goes Tyler Hudgen. Picks it up. Knocked off the stick by Otengana. Otengana to Rogers. And Rogers skates now. He'll pick it up. And we're going to have a penalty on Otengana as stick was knocked out of the hands of one of Delta skaters. Otengana tries to kind of slides it out of the way. So, not exactly sure what the call is. Could be an unsportsmanlike conduct, could be a slash of some sort. In any case, Hawks will go on the penalty kill for the first time tonight. But if there's one thing I know about the Hawks penalty kill, and I don't know about you boys, one thing that I've seen though is short-handed goals this year for the Hawks.
Oh yeah, lots of them.
I don't want to jinx it.
We're good on our penalty kill.
Hawks have a great kill so far this year. We'll see if they keep it up tonight. Squires loses it back, collected on the point by Delta. Sent into the zone off the skate of Gillespie, out to Kingery in the neutral zone. Kingery wheels it past the defense. Now Kingery's 1-0 with the goal. He centers it, knocked away by the goaltender. Behind the net is Squires fighting for the puck. It's in the skates. Squires loses it. It's sent around to the near side. Picked up on the hash by Jacob Anderson. He centers the puck as Delta starts the rush out of their own zone. Across the ice to Chris Brown. Nix knocks it away from him. Recollected by Delta at the red. Tyler Hudgens passes up to Thomas Warren. Warren carries it into the zone and the skates to Kingery. Knocked away from Kingery, back into the Hawks D zone. Centered, picked up by Gillespie. No, Gillespie sends it out to the neutral zone. Brian Jenkins with the puck on his own blue now. Sends it up the boards. Goes to Gillespie. Gillespie flips it back out to the red. Warren and Squires fighting for it on the red line now. Rogers comes in to assist. Still in the skates. It gets back, and Gillespie flips it out to the blue line. Passed back up by Delta. They move into the Hawks zone now. Rogers going in to try to knock it away. Gets it to the center. Stopped on the point by Brandon Lawhorn. Gets chipped past Rogers into the corner. Picked up there by Thomas Warren. Warren back to Lawhorn. Across to Brian Jenkins. Jenkins back to Lawhorn. Now Rogers fighting for it on the point. He'll just clear the zone as it's sent back to Jenkins. Squires gets a change. Puck is sent up by Delta at the red now. They pass up. It's off the skate of Rogers and back to the blue. Brian Jenkins on his own blue line. 30 seconds left in the Hawks' kill. Passed across. Picked up by Brandon Lawhorn at the red. Fires it down in the zone. Nix is there, and he'll ice it down to clear things. 18 seconds left in Otangana's penalty. Riley Scott out there for the Hawks, going in on the puck. Knocks it away, but picked up by Warren on the blue. Warren now with some speed. Comes into the Hawks zone on the near side. Wraps it around the net. It'll go up to Brandon Lawhorn on the point. Otangana's out of the box now as the Hawks are full strength. They'll come around to the near side. JP Nix passes up to Otangana. Off the stick. Almost kept in by Delta, but knocked out by the Hawks defense. It goes back to Bollinger. Bollinger passes up to Kingery in the neutral zone. Kingery centers. Goes past Otangana. Now he'll fight for it on the blue. Hooks it. Almost passed. Just clears the zone now, and the Hawks will have to dump it back in. Rogers comes around to the near side. Delta tries to flip it out. Stopped by Rogers. Dump back in. Squires going out behind the net, battling with Thomas Warren. Tries to cut past him, but Warren picks up the puck and now carries it up the far side. Warren passes up the ice, goes back to Gillespie. Gillespie on his own blue. Chips it over to Rogers. Through his skates, picked up by Delta on the blue. Sent back down the ice. Now Gillespie will pick it up in his own zone. Gillespie behind the net. Passes around to Rogers. Rogers on the hash marks. Passes up to Isaiah Squires, goes past him, and into Delta's D zone. Plum knocks the puck away. Squires picks it up. He carries it into the corner. Steps behind the net, looking for some time. Passes up off of Plum's skate. Squires recollects, sends it back down to the corner. Goes behind the net. Kingery's there. Kingery loses it off the stick. Plum collects right in front. Now Plum fires one that goes off the post. Kingery behind the net. Wheels around to the far side. Passes back behind the net. Plum's moving into the corner. Plum picks up the puck. Now leaves it for Scott. Gets centered out to Kingery. Kingery back to JP Nix. Nix fires a shot that's off the stick of Chris Brown. Neutral zone as Delta pokes it out. Jacob Anderson picks it up. He's destroyed by JP Nix, and now Kingery comes back the other way. He's got Riley Scott in the middle. Kingery centers to Scott, but it goes just in front of Scott. They can't get the shot off. Otangana now with the puck on the skates, kicks it back to Nate Hutchinson. Hutchinson to Nix. Nix fires one that's off the skate of Brian Jenkins. Jenkins has it in his own zone, steps out to the neutral zone, chips it past Otangana, out to Anderson. Anderson carries it across the blue. Now Blake Rogers knocks the puck away from him and comes back down the ice. Rogers centers it, goes past Otangana, picked up by Warren. Warren passes to the red. Now Delta coming back into the Hawks zone, knocked away by Rogers. Rogers still fighting for it in the corner. Hutchinson joins the fray as it's sent back up to the point, kept in by Brandon Lawhorn. Now Squires picks it up from him. He's got a 1-0, but he loses it off the stick. That lets Jenkins catch up. Tries to cut to the middle, knocked away by Brian Jenkins. Now Squires picks it up behind the net. Carries it around the near side. Passes up to Plum. Plum loses it off the stick. Now goes off Hutchinson's skate into the neutral zone. Centered to Warren. Warren comes down the ice. Into the zone. He fires a shot and Bollinger makes a great save. Hutchinson knocks Warren off the puck. Gets kicked out to Caleb Lawhorn. Lawhorn tries to center, knocked away by Plum. And it'll just leave the Hawks D zone. Passed across to Ethan Lawhorn. Stopped by Squires. Squires now has a 1-0 with the goalie. Coming in on net. He fires one that's off the crossbar. Deflected into the air, knocked out of the air by Ethan Lawhorn to the corner. That's Squires' second time he's hit the post this game on the 1-0. Into the neutral zone, picked up by Caleb Lawhorn. sent into the Hawks' defensive zone. Gillespie's there. He's got it on the stick. Carries it up the far side. Passes up to Rhea Stiers. Stiers loses it off the stick. Picked back up by Delta. Now Tyler Hudgens has it. And sends it back down behind the net. Gillespie's there. He'll pick it up and pass out to Rhea Stiers. Stiers up to Joe Mack. Joe Mack carries it into the zone. Fires a shot that goes high and wide over the net. Picked up on the far side by Jacob Anderson. Anderson kicks it up. Stopped by Gillespie. Gillespie passes out to Mack. Goes past Mack's stick and down the ice. Knocked away by William Haas to the corner. Austin Jones moving in on the forecheck. She knocks it away to Stiers right in front. Now Stiers has a chance. Knocked away by the pick back up by Stiers. She fires a shot. Now Joe Mack can't quite make it to the puck as it gets kicked off into the near corner. Delta moves out of the zone with it into the neutral zone. Gillespie stops it on the red. Pokes it past. Now Gillespie's coming in on a chance for the goal. Steps to the middle. Knocked off his stick and now knocked away from Stiers as it's picked up by Chris Brown. Brown has it at the red for the Delta Huskies. He carries it past Norton. Gillespie knocks it away from him, and Norton picks it back up. Norton loses it off the stick to Riley Scott, and Scott will pass over to Ottengana. Ottengana gets it knocked away from him. Still in the Hawks D zone now at the hash mark. Ottengana fighting with Chris Brown for the puck. He ends up with it and carries it behind the net. Ottengana passes up to Kingery. Kingery to Scott. Now Scott moving down the ice with some speed. Passes over to Ottengana, and he's just off sides as he passed it over to Ottengana and then entered the zone before Ottengana could make it across. So we'll finally have a stoppage in play. Quite the opposite of the first period. That was probably a solid 6 or 7 minutes, no stoppages in play.
Oh yeah, and they're in our zone a lot more this period.
Yeah, for sure. Hawks have definitely had some chances. They've knocked it off the post a couple times. Isaiah Squires, a couple chances. Flurry in front for Rhea Stiers and Joe Mack.
Oh yeah.
Can't finish right now in the second period. Scott picks it up. Now Delta sends it out back to JP Nix, and Nix dumps it into the zone for the Hawks. Goes behind Delta's net. Kingery's going to pick it up in the far corner. Off his skate. Gets it up to Scott. Scott in the corner. Carries it behind the net. Gives it to Kingery. Kingery wheels up the near side. He has it on the hash marks. Wheels up to the top of the circle. He fires a shot that's knocked away by the D. Riley Scott moves in. Gets it on the stick. In Ottengana's skates now. Ottengana passes back down to the corner. Kingery's there. In his skates now, fighting for it, is Tyler Hudgens. Picked up by Riley Scott. He's pinned to the boards now by Thomas Warren. Picked up by Kingery. Kingery steps to the middle. He fires a shot that's knocked away by the defense. Riley Scott goes through his skates. It's picked up by Delta. They will fail to clear the zone as Scott and Ottengana just keep it in for the Hawks. Goes behind the net now. Ethan Lawhorn picks it up. Gets it out to the blue, but it's kept in by Ottengana. Now Thomas Warren picks it up at the red, moves down the ice for Delta. Carries it to the middle, steps past Hutchinson. Fires a shot on Bullinger, and Bullinger makes a save with the shoulder. Poked away by Squires. Squires coming down the ice. He's got Rogers and Plum with him. Squires wheels it to the far side. Plum right in front of the net now as Squires wheels behind the net. Past the Plum. Plum fires a shot! And great save by Half. Now it goes behind the net. Squires picks it back up. Passes to Rogers. Rogers centers, and there's no one there. Chris Brown has it. Sends it out to the neutral zone. Stopped on the point by Hutchinson. Dumped back in. Goes behind the net. Picked up there by Brian Jenkins. Jenkins sends it down the middle of the ice. Logan Shivers now out there for the Hawks. He's backing up as Plum back checks. Knocks the puck away. Deflected by Chris Brown. Sent back and picked up by Shivers. Shivers passes out. Knocked off his stick by Chris Brown. Delta in the corner. Pass out to Brown. Brown fires one. Bullinger loses it right in front. Makes the initial save, and now his defense will clear it out. Gillespie with the puck in his skate. Comes down the ice for the Hawks. Steps to the middle. Loses it off the stick a bit into the corner. Centering attempt. Cody Dry right in front. He fires one on the goaltender. Now William Haas makes another great save. What a period for Haas. He's come up really big when Delta's needed.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of great saves right in front of the net. That last one actually, right to Cody Dry right in front, bounced up and he made the save with the glove. As it's
that was
over his back.
That was really good. Plus Riley Bollander's great save right there, where it bounced out of. Did it bounce out of his glove?
Yeah, I mean he made the initial save. Defense cleared it out. Keep Delta scoreless. Kinley Scott wins the face-off now. She's got it in the slot. Pass back to Norton, but it's poked away by Anderson. Now JP Nix sends it to Kinley Scott back on the Delta blue line, and we're going to have an offsides against the Hawks. Some more of our sponsors tonight, Brad's Rifle Company and Alaska Metal Building Erectors. If you're interested in sponsoring the broadcast, Email us at HoustonHawkHockey@gmail.com or see Lisa Humphreys or Isaac Smolden for more details. First line now back out there for the Hawks. They've got Nixon Norton on defense. 2:22 left in the second period. No goals scored yet by either team this period as Scott wins the faceoff. In the skates now, back to Norton. Norton sends it up. He's got it, but it's knocked away by Thomas Warren. Now Warren coming across the Hawk blue line with some speed. Tries to pass back, but it's knocked off the stick by Ottengana and Norton. Dumped back into the Hawk zone by Delta. On the hash mark now, Ottengana tries to clear. Sent back into the zone, and Bullinger will glove it for the save. 2:02 left in the second period now. You know, you're right, points. Hawks have definitely spent a little bit more time in their own zone this period.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they've had their chances, but, you know, great performance by William Haas. It's not like against Bartlett. They're not missing the net. They're doing a great job applying pressure. Delta just being pretty strong defensively. Delta on the point now. They dump it back down into the Hawks zone. Goes behind the net. JP Nix is going to pick it up there on the far side. Passes out to Kingery. Kingery picks it up. Loses it to, now Scott will pick it up. In the skates, still fighting for it on the blue. Ottengana eventually ends up with it. Passes back to Nix. Nix with the puck. Tries to center. Riley Scott lifts the stick of Warren as it escapes into the neutral zone. Now Ottengana has it in his skates and he steps past the Lawhorn. Ottengana's got Kingery backdoor. He passes across Kingery and he just loses it off the stick. Great pass by Ottengana to Kai Kingery backdoor, but Kingery can't quite get enough of a piece of it to flex up and out of play.
Another breakaway.
You know,
that
another
was
great
wasted.
chance. It's just, you know, not enough puck luck tonight for the Hawks. A couple off the post, a couple deflections like that. They're definitely applying pressure, but they haven't been able to convert this period. Scott wins it back to Gillespie. Gillespie will flip it out into the Delta zone. Now Delta comes out through the neutral zone with it. Passed up, and now back on the blue. Delta still a bit offsides here. Riley Scott now knocks his man off the puck and flips it out to Ottengana. Ottengana picks it up, carries to the middle. He's got a chance for a shot. He fires one, and Haas with another great glove save. Hawks will change up the lines a bit here. Squires, Rogers, and Plum out there now. 1:09 left in the second period here, as Squires will take the offensive zone face-off in the far corner. Squires facing off against Thomas Warren. They'll win the face-off through the legs. Now Delta sends it out to the point. Hooked past Gillespie and down the ice. Picked up by Chris Brown. Fires a shot that goes way wide of the net. Up to the point. Goes out to the neutral zone now. In the Lawhorn. Kicks it over to Brian Winston. Now knocked off the puck by Plum. Hutchinson will pick it up and carry it behind his own net. 45 seconds left in the second. Gotten out to the Hawks on the hash. Squires wheels it past his man. Carries it into Delta's zone now. Stops, wheels around for some more time. Passes, but it's knocked off the stick there by Delta. Pass back into the zone now as Plum knocks the man off the puck and it's picked back up by Squires. Squires sends it deep into Delta's zone. It goes behind the net. Rogers, forechecking, wheels away now and picked up by Delta, sent out into the neutral zone. Ethan Lawhorn still with the puck on his stick, eventually knocked away by Rogers. Chris Brown will pick it up, send it in on net. Bullinger makes the save, kicks it out into the neutral zone now. Rhea Stiers with the puck. Escapes the Hawk zone and it's picked up by Thomas Warren. They'll send it across the ice. And that is going to do it for the second period. So after two, we're still at a score of 2-0 from the first. No goals scored that period. Stick around for our second period intermission stats, and then, of course, the drop of the puck for the third. It's the Houston Ice Hockey live broadcast game here from the Menard Sports Center in Wasilla. Hawks 2, Huskies 0.
Never thought I would be okay when the pain took over. A disease moving through my brain. makes my vision slower. Try and run, but I can't escape as my whole world shattered. You're the drug running through my veins, and the crash right after. And the crash right after.
Welcome back to the Houston Ice Hockey live broadcast game between the Hawks and the Delta Huskies. Let's go on our second period stats. Hawks had 11 shots on goaltender William Haas. Haas makes all 11 saves there in the second period. Delta puts another 5 shots on Bollinger. Bollinger makes all 5 saves. 1 penalty. This one's on Aiden Ottengon. It's going to be a delay of game penalty. I don't know. You want to talk about that for a second, Boyds? It was...
I thought it would be a slash.
Yeah,
it looked like a slash. He knocked the stick out.
The stick out of the corner. And Ottengon is coming in, knocks the stick away. That is grounds for a delay of game penalty. Delta did not manage to score on the ensuing power play. So we're still sitting here at 2-0 with not a lot to talk about other than, more of the same for both teams. I don't think either team really changed up their game plan a lot. Not really, no. Only difference is this time around, Haas makes some outstanding saves. He played all right in the first, but that second period, that was really good. Impressed. So we're about 10 minutes away from the start of the third period. Don't go anywhere. It's Houston Ice Hockey live broadcast, game between the Hawks and the Huskies.
Everybody's punch clocking, waiting for the moonwalk to take them back to dance them away. Everybody shadow boxing, don't you wanna stop, drop and roll till the whole thing burns like you earned the flame. It's all the same. Shame, shame, shame. Waiting for the moonwalk to take them back to dance them away. It's all the same. Everybody shadow boxing, don't you wanna stop, drop and roll till the whole thing burns like you earned the flame. It's all the same. A shame, shame, shame.
cut from the tip. Split your big lip, then I do it again.
Steady ride, steady go. Steady sheep been such a long time gone. Steady ride, steady go. Steady sheep been such a long time gone. Woo! Put on the red light. Three roses on the road again. Put on the red light. I can tell it's on the way. It could be the second coming now. Where you gonna run to now? South drift to the western wind, all the way up to the mountains in Madrid. Slip, don't slide out your right mind. Lucky if you make it through the night. Preach from the hip and I come from the tip. Switch your big lip, then I do it again. Steady ride, steady go. Steady sheep been such a long time gone. Steady ride, steady go. Steady sheep been such a long time gone. Woo! Put on the red light. Three roses on the gate. Put on the red light. I can tell it's on the break. It could be the second coming now. Where you gonna run to now? Back from the bottom, straight to the top. Roll that sucker till the wheels break off. I don't mind in a dusty door. Drop you like a rock and leave you comatose. Preach from the up and I cut from the tip. Split your big lip, then I do it again. Steady ride, steady go. Steady sheep been such a long time gone. Steady ride, steady go. Steady sheep been such a long time gone. Woo! Put on the red light. Three roses on the gate. Put on the red light. I can tell it's on the break. It could be the second coming now. Where you gonna run to now? You didn't think that I could make it. I was underestimated.
Mind over matter, no matter over mind. I'm breaking barricades and borderlines. Never cautious of the warning sign. I'm out to overpower anything y'all try to undermine. A living legend on the track. That institution on the field. Natural born warrior. The Coliseum know the deal. But when I started, walls they were closing in. Underestimated, now I'm overthrowing them. Riding like the chariots, the fire gates are opening. Don't know who's chosen for the podium. You're looking at the true and living.
You didn't think that I could make it. I was underestimated.
This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. You're all the reason why I stayed motivated, while my team flag stays elevated.
This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. Game time, every win celebrated from the top. Let them know how we made it. Used to hate to confuse you, but I won't let it. MJ, how I followed through it, forever said it. Growing up, I was hard-headed and self-centered. I always knew I deserved more, I just had to get it. Got it, good, I'm great. Call me ever the great. Everything for the win, a loser couldn't relate. Overtime in the gym, my man handled the weight. I waited a long time for my time, give me a plate. Born to create, give me life, give me buzz. Give me money, give me peace, give me all of the above. To see the light, you need a plug. So give me health, give me wisdom, and all of the love. I'm a beast, grind hard, the paper it bring. I attack, bob weave, I'm good in the ring. Up north, wild boys and crazier things. Must I remind you in the presence of Canadian kings? Play a salute.
But when I started, walls they were closing in. Underestimated, now I'm overthrowing them. Riding like the chariots, the fire gates are opening. Don't know who's chosen for the podium. First album, certified classic. Last album, borderline magic, stimulated your brain cells, shocked your chakras. Fuse hip-hop, rock with opera. The realest rappers in Toronto love to see me in the booth. Baddest stallions love to see me in a suit. Salute, proof, Galloway the God again. Here go the God again. Lyrical, spiritual, bring the Dalai Lama in. I could never die. 2 rap Junos nominated for a Gemini. Started with a symphony, the sum is still a mystery. Keep making records, I'ma keep on making history. But when I started, walls they were closing in. Underestimated, now I'm overthrowing them. Riding like the chariots, the fire gates are opening. Y'all know who's chosen for the podium, you're looking at the
This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. Game time, every win celebrated from the top. Let them know how we made it.
This is dedicated to everybody who doubted me. You made a gladiator out of me. You're all the reason why I stayed motivated, while my team flag stays elevated.
Back to the Houston Hockey live broadcast, game between the Hawks and the Delta Huskies. I'm joined back by Connor Boytz, who decided that he needed some more food after his previous trip to the concession stands.
God, you are just gonna nag about this all the time, aren't you?
You want to tell me about that chocolate muffin that you have? What's the benefits over the hot dog from before?
You know, I really don't know. This is more for, I guess, more for the money. I guess it's better.
Riley Scott taking the face-off against Thomas Warren for the start of the third. And the puck is down, we're underway. Scott pokes it through, now it's picked up by Delta, stopped by Ottengana. Ottengana carries it into the zone. On the far corner with it, Ottengana gets it behind the net, on the stick, picks it up, passes to the middle, knocked away by Delta. Picked back up by Scott and shipped into the corner. Scott picks it up in the corner, tries to center, goes out to Gillespie. Gillespie carries it into the slot, passes down to the near corner. Kingery moves behind Delta's net, now picks it up on the far side, leaves it back for Ottengana. Ottengana fighting for it there with Tyler Hudgen. He pokes it up to the hash marks. Guts out to Caitlin Norton on the point. She dumps it back in. Now Ottengana picks it up, wheels it through, down to Kingery. Kingery fires and he scores! Let's go! Kai Kingery, second of the night, with a beautiful goal there. And, you know, great hockey play for first line out there. Ottengana picks it up in the hash and does a little backhand chip to Kingery, and Kingery just lasers one past the goaltender William Haas. The Hawks go up by 3 here.
Only 39 seconds into the third.
Only 30. I mean, really quick goal. And that's what the Hawks needed. Held scoreless on the second period. They managed to come out and pop a quick one. Squires loses it back. It's dumped into Delta's zone, however, as it goes past the defense. Rogers is now fighting for it. Gets it over to Squires. Squires loses it, and Delta will now try to come out of the zone. Stopped by Squires. Squires has it in the corner. Wheels around the net. Fighting for it is Brian Jenkins of Delta. Gets kicked out to Gillespie on the point, who tries to flip it back in. Stopped by Chris Brown. Now chipped out to Marcus Brednick. He carries it into the Hawks zone. Fires one that's wide of the net. It goes around to the far side. Delta picks it up there and centers it on Bollinger. Now it's right in front and knocked away by the defense. Squires with the puck on the far side in Houston's defensive zone. He picks it up, moves out, passes over to Plum. Plum will pick it up in the neutral zone. On the red, on the blue, carries it in deep. He fires one that's wide of the net. Around to the near side now, picked up by Jenkins. Riley Scott knocks it off his stick and dumps it back in. Delta sends it back to the Hawks blue. Nate Hutchinson across to JP Nix. Nix has it in his own zone. Wheels around the far side. Passes up to Riley Scott through his skates. And Delta will pick it back up in the neutral zone, but they'll carry it in off sides. We'll have a stoppage in play. I don't know if you noticed, boys, but great regroup by the Hawks there. It gets back to the defense, and Hawks run a really nice regroup. Scott, Ottengon, and Kingery kind of rotating in the middle that allowed Nix to have a great passing opportunity to Scott.
Yeah, we're actually doing really good with our regroups this year.
Delta wins it back. It goes past the defenseman Tyler Hudgen and down the ice. Ottengano will win the race there and knock it up to Kingery. Kingery will pick it up on the hash mark and chip it out to Nix. Nix on the point. He fires one through traffic and no goal as it goes off the boys. Now Kingery fires one and he scores. That's Kingery's third goal of the night.
That's a hat trick, boys. CI, are you going to throw your hat on the ice for that nice hat trick?
Throwing my hat on the ice. I really like this hat. And also,
Let's go, Kingery!
I don't think it would fit Kai's head. But
he'd love it.
I mean, great job by the Hawks there.
Yeah, let's go.
Nix fires one, almost deflects in. It goes off the post. Kingery's right there back door where he needs to be. And scramble in front of the net allows him to tap in the easy goal. That's number 3 for him tonight. Hawks win the face-off. Norton picks it up, sends it out the red. That's chipped back. Ottengana's going to win the race to it on the blue. Passes back to Norton. Ottengana doing a great job working hard right now. He passes up to Kingery. Kingery loses off the stick, back into the neutral zone. Nix will pick it up and chip it out. Goes back to Ethan Lawhorn. Scott will knock it back into the zone. He's got Ottengana back door. Passes across, and it's knocked away by the Delta defense. They pick it up in the neutral zone. Back checked by Kingery to knock the man off the puck. Picked back up by Brian Winston. And now Ottengana clears it back to Delta's D. Over to Ethan Lawhorn. Lawhorn passes up and past Caleb Lawhorn. Ottengana will collect on his own blue. Goes past Norton. Now Delta has a great chance for a shot. Bollinger with a great save off the shoulder. Gets sent out to the neutral zone. They flip it back into the Hawks D zone. Bollinger comes out behind the net to stop the puck. Nix now picks it up to the near side, passes up to Blake Rogers. Rogers centers to Squires. Squires picks it up on his own blue. He's got Rogers with him. He passes up. Rogers carries it into the Delta zone. He fires one on net, and a save is made by Haas. Rogers chips it back behind the net. Squires on the near side, battling against Marcus Bunnick for it. Gets out to the neutral zone, and now Thomas Warren will pick it up. He's going in on Gillespie. Thomas Warren carries it around, but it's knocked off the stick by Gillespie. Great defensive play. Gillespie knocks Warren to the ground, picks it up, and passes out to Rogers. Gillespie on the red now, moving down the ice with some speed. Carries it into the zone, wheels around the defense. Steps to the near side, fires one. Deflection to Noah Plum. Plum fires a backhand. Knocked away by the D. Passed out of the zone by Warren and down the ice. It was tipped by Noah Gillespie, and now Ryder Donnelly will pick up the puck behind his own net. Donnelly carries it around to the near side, pass up to Austin Jones. Jones with the puck, passes to the middle. He's got it back on the red and dumps it in. Stopped there by Tyler Hudgen. It goes down, he carries it behind the net. To the far side in his own zone, passes out through the skates of Joe Mack to Gillespie on the red. Gillespie sends it back in on the goaltender, and he's going to play the puck to the side, I guess, as the Hawks were off sides. They had some time, and now Delta picks it up on the far side. Gets it past Mack, out to the neutral zone. Austin Jones pokes it away. Picked back up by Hudgen. Hudgen carries it past into the offensive zone for Delta. Stiers chips it past. Now Stiers has a chance here. She carries it across the red. Knocked away by Anderson. Stiers still fighting for the puck with Anderson on the hash mark. Centers it. No one's there now, but Stiers picks it back up and passes out to Nix. Nix on the point. Sends it back down into the corner. Ottengana's out there for the Hawks now as well. Austin Jones on the far side. Still fighting for it. Ottengana ends up within the corner. Still holding on to it now. Puck is passed out, but stopped on the hash marks by Scott. And goes back behind the net. Ottengana still fighting for the puck there. He loses his stick on the play. He's going to have to get off the ice. Sent down the ice by Delta. We'll have an icing on the play with 9:33 left. Looks like Ottengana actually broke his stick on the play.
That was his new stick, too.
He just bought a new one.
That was his new one.
Gosh dang it, Aiden. Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy either about it. Ottengana a little bit upset about breaking that, but in any case,
he can keep that stick. He just has to put a new blade on it.
Left in the third. Gets out to Nix on the point. Nix fires one that goes off the skate of the goaltender William Hassan behind the net. Picked up by Delta. They start rushing out of the zone. Thomas Warren wheels past Hutchinson. Then he wheels past Nix on the goaltender Bollinger, and Bollinger makes a great pad save. Rogers picks it up and passes over to Squires. Squires has it on the backhand. Wheels across the red, dumps it in. Rogers moves into the corner. Now picked up by Brian Jenkins. Centered out to Warren. Passed out to the neutral zone. And Delta steps into the Hawks attacking defensive zone. Picked up by Rogers off the intercept. Now he carries it across the red. He's got some space. Dumps it back into the corner. Trace Merrigan out there for the Hawks going on the forecheck with Kinley Scott. Scott tries to knock the puck away. Delta steps through. Out into the neutral zone. Merrigan picks it back up. Chips it over. Now it's stopped by Warren. Warren wheels past Merrigan into the Hawks D zone. He's got Gillespie to beat. Carries it around the far side. Pass to the middle. Shot and a goal. Great goal by Delta. Number 8, Brian Winston. Thomas Warren comes in, deals him a great backhand pass. Winston wide open in the slot. And he fires one that goes past Bollinger's pad on the far side of the net for him. And that breaks Delta's scoreless streak here with 8:32 left in the third period. Hawks get their lead shortened to 3. We'll have a center ice face-off. Kinley Scott, Trace Merrigan, Logan Shivers out there for the Hawks now. Face-off being taken by Chris Brown at Delta. He wins it past Kinley Scott. Back to Gillespie. Gillespie chips it out to Logan Shivers. Goes past Logan Shivers and chipped back into the neutral zone, picked up by Chris Brown. Brown across the red, across the blue, carries it into the Hawks D zone in the corner. Merrigan knocks his man off the puck, gets sent behind the net. There's Caitlin Norton with it now. She passes into the ref, and it's centered to Delta. Delta has a chance for a shot right in front, rebound, knocked away from the net. Now another shot that goes just wide. Norton passes up to Logan Shivers. Shivers chips it out to Kinley Scott. Scott across the red line now for the Hawks. Tries to dump it in, doesn't quite make it. Logan Shivers keeps it over to Kinley Scott, and they dump it into the zone. We are going to have an offsides call as Scott was not quite out. So we'll have a stoppage in play with 7:48 left. Some of our sponsors for the night: Alaska Metal Building Erectors and Snowfire Gardens. Neutral zone face-off now for the Hawks. Scott, Ottengana, and Kingery out there. Nix and Hutchinson on defense. Riley Scott loses the face-off back, and Delta will dump it down the ice. They are going to have an icing, though, as it didn't quite make it past the red before they sent it. 7:42 left in the third. Offensive zone face-off now for the Hawks. Riley Scott taking it for the Hawks again. They'll lose it back. Picked up by Brian Jenkins, centered from the corner. Now it's going to go to the far side. Ottengana pokes it to Riley Scott. Passed up to Hutchinson. Hutchinson on the point. Fires one that's knocked away by William Haas. Riley Scott still fighting for it in the corner with Brandon Lawhill. Ottengana ends up with it in centers, but it's intercepted by Thomas Warren. Warren knocked off the puck by Scott. Recollects. Tries to come out of the zone, but it's poked away by Kingery. Ottengana centers. In Warren's skates now. Kingery fires a shot on net. That Hats denies. Goes past Hutchinson and down the ice. Bollinger coming out of his net to play it. He leaves it for JP Nix. Nix will pick it up and carry it to the near side. Passes up. Past Ottengana and down the ice. Brown has it for Delta. He steps past Riley Scott. Fires one that's wide of the net. Bollinger will freeze it with the glove. We'll have another stoppage in play. 6:54 left in the third period. Defensive zone faceoff now for the Hawks. Delta's definitely had some more chances this period.
Oh yeah, and Hawks are not. The Hawks need to definitely step up their game a little bit with our defense and make sure that they don't score again.
Joe Mack loses the faceoff. Brown passes up to Hudgens. Hudgens fires it in, knocked off the stick by Mack to Brown right in front, and he rings it off the crossbar. Delta has it on the hash mark now. Poked out to the point. Stopped by Ethan Lawhorn. Dumped back in. Donnelly intercepts. Now clears the zone to Joe Mack. Mack will lose it off his stick. Rhea Stiers passes back to Mack. Mack in the attacking zone for the Hawks. To the middle. Austin Jones almost has a chance for a shot. Knocked off the stick by Budnick and now into the neutral zone. Gillespie will pick it up there. He's got it on the blue. Passes up. Intercepted by Delta, back the other way. It goes down the ice, but stopped by Gillespie. Gillespie steps behind his net as the Hawks get a change. Gillespie wheels it out. Passes up to Noah Plum. Noah Plum loses it off the tip of the stick as it goes into Delta's zone. Chipped out by Ethan Lawhorn. Now Blake Rogers has it and passes across to Gillespie. Gillespie moves across the red, across the blue. Carries it almost through Delta's defenseman, but it's poked away back into the zone. Riley Scott moving out, lifts the stick, fires one. Can't quite get it on net. It goes over to Plum on the far side. Plum centers. Intercepted by Thomas Warren. He's carrying it down the ice now. Pass Ryder Donnelly into the zone. He fires one that Bollinger stops and catches with the glove for a stoppage in play. Two more of our sponsors tonight, Brad's Rifle Company and Ace Waterwells. Now the Hawks will have a defensive zone face-off as bit of a change in the lines here. It looks like that's Riley Scott with
Blake Rogers and Noah Plum.
Scott loses the faceoff. Back to the point, pass down. Centered now to Warren. Warren fires one, and Bollinger makes another nice save. Bollinger's definitely been challenged a little more this period.
We need to get it out of the zone.
Hawks definitely need to clear, yeah. Scott taking another faceoff against Warren. Warren wins it back, but Scott will pick it up in his skates now. Tries to pass out to Rogers, doesn't quite make it. Passed back. Delta carries it in as Riley Scott knocks his man down. Passed out by Norton. Plum will pick it up on the red. Plum carries it into the zone, knocked away by Anderson. Riley Scott gets it poked past him by Warren. Knocked away by JP Nix, back to the defense. Delta carries it across the red now. Dreyer goes for a hit, misses. Now Nix hits him with the hip check and knocks the puck off his stick as Riley Scott picks it up and sends it around the far side. Merrigan on the forecheck against Warren. Warren passes back to his D-man. Now it goes over to Brian Jenkins. Jenkins on the red for Delta. Passes into the zone. And it goes back behind the Hawks net. Picked up there by JP Nix. Nix on the goal line. Passes over to Dreyer. Dreyer with the puck on the stick over to Kinley Scott. Goes to her legs. Merrigan will pick it up and dump it into the zone. No icing on the play as Jenkins picks it up behind his own net. Kinley Scott on the forecheck. Almost knocks away from Jenkins. It'll go up to the point. Leaves the zone now as Delta moves through the neutral zone. They dump it in on net. Bollinger knocks it away. Dreyer's there. Gets poked back to Caitlin Norton. Norton wheels around for some more time. Steps back to the far side. Now it goes back to the near side. Picks the puck up. Kicks it over to Dreyer. Dreyer and Norton pick it up to Kinley Scott. Scott tries to wheel it through. Doesn't quite make it. Picked up by Brown in the slot. Now Kinley Scott picks it up. Gets it out to the neutral zone. Cody Dreyer moves in and destroys Marcus Budnick. Puck goes back behind the Houston net. It's kicked up, and Delta picks it up on the hash mark now. JP Nix ends up with it and starts to rush out. Goes through Squire's skates. Squires picks it back up, but he's just off sides. We'll have another stoppage in play. 3:35 left in the third period. Hawks up by a score of 4-1 right now.
That was a big hit by Cody Dreyer.
Cody Dreyer comes in, throws the body right on the Hawks blue, knocks Marcus Budnick down to the ice, and removed his body from the puck. Houston's able to pick it up carry it the other way. Squires centering Kingery and Ottengana now. Squires wins it and picks it up on the blue to Ottengana. Ottengana picks it up on the top of the circle, dumps it in for the Hawks. Squires behind the net, passes over to Kingery. Kingery in the corner, back to Squires. Squires centers it to Kingery. Kingery in the skates, and it's knocked away by Warren. Warren coming back down the ice now for Delta. Gets it past Hutchinson. He's got a 2-on-1 here. Guy backdoor. Gillespie almost knocks it away. Now a shot is fired that's wide of the net. Puck was gotten to Delta on the back door, but they couldn't quite manage to get it on that far side. Passed back behind the Houston net. Anderson picks it up on the goal line. Hutchinson now picks it up from him. They're fighting for it in the skates. Gets to Warren. He's got a guy back door. He fires one that goes over the net and into the netting for a stoppage in play.
Wow.
Hawks will change up the lines a little bit here. Joe Mack, Rhea Stiers, and Austin Jones going out here. Norton and Nix on defense. Joe Mack's going to be taking the face-off against Thomas Warren of Delta. Stoppage in play here as one of the referees is having a discussion with the Houston bench, and now it'll go back down to the defensive zone for the face-off. Joe Mack loses it back to Delta on defense. Brian Jenkins can't quite hold on to it. It goes to the hash mark. Delta picks it back up. Now it's stopped by Mack, and Mack carries it out of the zone. Mack moving through the neutral zone. He's knocked off the puck by Marcus Budnick. Knocked away by Austin Jones, picked up by Jenkins. Jenkins with the puck on the red. Carries it into the Houston zone for Delta. To the middle. Fires a shot that Bollinger knocks away. JP Nix moving into the corner against Budnick. Gets centered. And now Mack loses off the stick right in front, and Bollinger has to make a save. Pokes it away to the side. Budnick picks it back up in the corner. He's got it on the stick. Knocked away by Rhea Stiers. Now goes into the neutral zone. Jenkins knocks it back in, but Nix will pick it up on the blue. Now carry it out for Houston. Across the blue line. To the near side, he fires a shot that's wide of the net. Leaves the zone, stopped by Riley Scott, dumped back in. Hawks are still just offside, so have to clear again. And now Scott's back in the zone. Going up against Warren. Warren wheels it around him and flips it out. Austin Jones is there to stop it. Now Rogers picks it up. Flips it out to Jones. Jones on the red. Passes over to Scott. Scott has it on the stick. He cuts to the middle. Loses it off on the backhand. Now have to dig it out of the corner. Chips it past to Rogers. Rogers tries to center. Knocked away from him by Budnick. Budnick picks it up. Riley Scott knocks him off the puck. Now Plum coming in. Knocks a man to the ground. Now it's picked back up by Rogers. Sent just out of the zone. It was tried to got to Gillespie on the point. And they'll escape in the neutral zone. Hutchinson picks it up. Passes over to Rogers. Rogers loses it to Warren. Warren carries it to the middle. Warren with some speed now across the Hawks' blue line. Centered, but knocked away by Kinley Scott. Scott loses it through the skates. Warren carries it to the middle. Backhand pass is stopped by Kinley Scott. Scott now sends it down the ice. That's going to be an icing. 1:08 left in the third period here. Hawks still up by 3. We'll have a defensive zone face-off now. Scott, Dreyer, and Logan Shivers out there. Hutchinson and Gillespie on defense. Scott's going to be taking the face-off against number 11, Chris Brown of Delta. Face-off is won by Kinley Scott to Cody Dreyer. Dreyer tries to pass out, stopped on the hash mark by Delta. Hawks fighting for it in the corner now. 1 minute left in the period as Gillespie picks it up and carries it behind the net to the far side. Wheels back to the near side now. Passes out to Kinley Scott. Goes past her stick and down the ice. Not going to quite make it through the goal line. Rolls towards the net as it's picked up by Tyler Hudgen. He carries it behind his own net. Passes out to Brown. Brown on the blue. Chips it out to Delta. And now Hutchinson will knock the puck away. And Hawks will start the rush back up the other way. Stopped on the blue line by Thomas Warren. He carries it out of the zone. Has that on the blue. Steps back in. Now he'll carry it to the corner. Centering attempt. Stopped by Logan Shivers with a stick lift. Joe Mack comes in and knocks the man off the puck as Bollinger makes a glove save for a stoppage. Only 18 seconds left now in the third. It's going to be Mack, Austin Jones, and Rhea Stiers out there. Taking a D-zone face-off against Thomas Warren. Nix and Norton on defense. Joe Mack loses the face-off. Delta picks it up in the hash marks and fires one that misses the net. Stopped on the point by Jenkins. Rhea Stiers knocks it out of the air. Centers it. No Hawk skater was there. Delta will pick it up on their blue line. Chipped back into the zone through Nix's skates. Warren almost gets the puck, but Nix pokes it across to be picked up by Norton on the hash mark. And time will expire, and that's going to do it for this game. Stay tuned. We'll have your final stats, your 3 stars, and then your announcements for the game tomorrow. That is going to be a 7 a.m. game here from the Curtis Menard Sports Center, so make sure you tune in for that. Stay tuned. Houston takes the win tonight against Delta by a score of 4-1.
Try my best just to get away, but you pulled me closer. You're something wild I can never tame, and you're taking over. All my thoughts and the words I say never seem to matter. You're the drug running through my veins, and the crash right after. Drug running through my veins, and a crash right after. You're the drug running through my veins, and a crash right after.
Welcome back to the Houston iHockey live broadcast game between the Hawks and the Delta Huskies. Let's look over those final stats for the game. Hawks, of course, beat Delta by a score of 4-1 tonight. The Hawks had 33 shots on goaltender William Haas of Delta. He made 29 of those saves. Delta had 22 shots on Riley Bollinger. Bollinger was good for 21 of those saves. 1 penalty for each team. Otten Ghana for delay of game, and Ethan Lawhorn for roughing. Goals for the third period. Hawks started off with 2 goals pretty quick. Kai Kingery scores both of them. The first one from Otten Ghana and Riley Scott, and the second one unassisted. Delta responds with 8:32 left in the third period. A goal from number 8, Brian Winston, with an assist from Thomas Warren. That brings us into our 3 stars of the game. Star number 3 tonight's going to be Riley Scott of the Hawks. 2 assists tonight. Did a good job centering that first line. And, you know, I'm happy to see how much he's really stepped up. Both him and Isaiah Squires kind of filling the shoes of some older guys, moving into center positions with the injuries of Shivers and Zweifel. And a good night for both of them tonight. They've been playing well since Shivers and Zweifel have been out. I'm excited to see what they do the rest of this season. Star number 2 is going to be number 23 of Delta, Thomas Warren. Had an assist tonight, a great backhand pass that let his guy have it right in the slot for a nice goal on Riley Bollinger. Great game for him tonight. You know, really helped out the Huskies defensively, led a lot of their offensive chances, worked hard. I was really impressed by his performance tonight.
For sure.
And then star number 1 is going to be, of course, number 99, Kai Kingery of the Hawks. 3 goals tonight for the hat trick, including the game winner that came in the first period. Worked hard out there, really stepping it up with the injuries and sickness, and hope he can do it again tomorrow. And speaking of tomorrow, make sure that you tune in at 7 a.m. for the second game of this series. Delta taking on Houston tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m. from the Curtis Menard Center. We'll be here, mostly awake, hopefully.
Hopefully.
And hoping for another good game, you know. What are your thoughts on that one, Boyts?
It's going to be a really early game, and hopefully we take another W.
What'd you see? What'd you see tonight out there? We're doing well. What do we need to improve on?
We need to improve on catching our passes, keeping our sticks on the ice.
For sure.
Not get a delay of game penalty for whatever stupid reason that was.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a slash.
Yeah, you know, just making sure you're staying out of the box. Hawks have done definitely a better job of it earlier in the month. Definitely getting into some penalty trouble that was costing them.
For sure.
They've kept it a little cleaner now, and it's not like, you know, any like bad egregious penalty. It's the little stuff, the chippy stuff that's going to get you thrown in the box.
Yeah, like roughing and.
So that's one thing for sure, making sure they're staying out of the box tomorrow. That's going to do it for us tonight from the Curtis Menard Center. For myself, for Boydsie over here, for the stats guys. It's been a pleasure. We hope to see you bright and early tomorrow morning for the second game in the series between Delta and Houston.
Everybody's punch clocking, waiting for the moonwalk to take them back to dance them away.